let's talk about content creation, because writing with AI is one thing, but writing really well with AI is another. Now, I'm not a writer, so for me, AI improves me so much that I don't consider the output I get slop. I find it very useful. I still tweak things most of the time, but it has now for what, 3.5 years solved for me the blank page problem and enables me to get my ideas out. That's what I want to get across. If my writing is never going to be as good as Seth Godin's or Rory Sutherland's, but if I can get the idea out there and that helps somebody, then I think that's better than not doing it, even if I'm using an AI to help me get those words on the page, which is not the part that I particularly enjoy. I know I'm a published author and all that, but story for another time there with the Google Ads book. So here's the workflow, essentially. Here's what I do multiple times a week. I'll tend to start with a voice note because, as you may have spotted, I don't mind talking, but sitting down and writing, not really my thing. So multiple ways to do this. If you have an iPhone, the voice memo note, the one that's built in Apple, is actually really good. And as soon as you finish recording, even if that's 45 minutes long, you can click the three dots at the top and copy transcript. And if you're on a Mac with a phone and you've got the two linked, you could tap copy on the phone, come to your desktop and paste, and it's just there instantly. So that's very handy. I built an iPhone app a while back. I've since simplified that, but I give you as members a version of that so that you can actually build your own little website. You deploy that as a website, and then if on an iPhone, I don't know how this works on Android, sorry, but on an iPhone, if I open that in Safari and then hit share and add to home screen, I now have an icon on the home screen of my phone, which essentially works as if that was a native iPhone app, sort of. I think it's called a PWA, a personal web app. So it's essentially a website deployed as an icon on your phone. Works really, really well. So I built that and I've given members that. You literally just tap the little brain inbox icon, record your message, and then it goes straight into the inbox folder of your brain. So you have to set it up once so that you give the app a connection to GitHub. And I use this multiple times a day. If I'm out going for a walk, I'm listening to a podcast, I'll have an idea, or even if it's just a to-do note. Maybe I'm watching TV in the evening with Gab and I'll just, pause the TV, get the phone out, quick voice note, just had the idea, capture the idea, because this is really good at coming up with ideas. Same for you, right? This is really good at coming up with ideas. This is a terrible place to store ideas. So if I have an idea, I train myself that even if I think, I'll remember that later. Oh, it's only 10 minutes to go of the episode. Sorry, Gab. I'll pause it because I want to get that idea out because I know I won't remember it in 10 minutes time. So it doesn't matter how you do it, but capture the idea. And I find voice is just by far the fastest and easiest way to do that. But of course you can type if you want. You take your note, you drop it into the inbox. You don't have to use the inbox folder, but I just like that as a central place where all of the ideas go. And then I process that inbox at least once a day, sometimes multiple times a day. If the note starts with the magic words write post or draft post, then Claude knows, this is a to-do item for me. This isn't Mike just leaving a crazy idea note. This is something that he wants me to do, so I'll get on with it. And then you obviously review. You never take something from an AI, copy, paste, bang, go. You tweak it, you approve it, you make it yours. And outcomes, depending on how you set this up, for me, maybe a LinkedIn post, a circle post, a blog post, and images for all of those. And the more you do this, the more the brain understands your voice over time and the way that you like to write. So I have a few of these magic words set up, write post or draft post, video scripts, emails, to-do items, research. If I say research and then drop an idea in, it will rush off and go do the research, and it's usually done by the time I get back sitting in front of the computer. It's very, very handy. I have experimented too. You don't have to have a whole bunch of things that you can't remember. I've also experimented just if the first word is Claude, then it knows it's something for it to go do. Otherwise, it just takes that and creates a to-do item. So whenever I process the inbox, either it does something or it takes it out of the inbox because I want to keep that down to 0, and then I put it in the to-do folder. You can set it up however you like. As an example, I then kick things over to my draft post skill, if that's what I've asked it to do. And this didn't start out like this. Remember, we're playing with Lego here, right? So this just started with, I'll give you an idea and you outline a post. That's actually pretty good. Okay, let's jump ahead to you writing the post. Outline it first, think, critique yourself, and then write the post. And that got quite good. And I started giving it more and more rules over time. You know, the classic never use name dash, never say, here's the thing. Don't say genuinely all the bloody time. Don't say it's not X, it's Y. So all these rules build up over time. I also, though, gave it a large amount of my writing and said, can you figure out from all of this a style guide, a how to write like Mike guide, a tone of voice guide based on all of this? You figure out, you're good at pattern matching. You figure out the patterns in here and you write the guide. I'm not going to try and give you the instructions one by one of how to write like me. I would be terrible at that. But instead, you're the AI. You figure it out. Here's a bunch of examples. The more you give it, the better it's going to be. If you don't have any examples over time, well, then it ain't going to be great the first few times. But you keep giving it feedback and improving and saying, I hate this sentence. Can you include that? Or let's add a new rule not to do that, not to do this. Or another way to do it is find an author, a writer that does have lots of examples publicly available that you can use. And you give those examples to the brain and say, build a style guide to write in the style of Ethan Mollick or Seth Godin or Rory Sutherland, whoever it might be. And then take the style guide and tweak that and make it your own. Don't write in exactly the way that it thinks Ethan Mollick writes, but use that as a starting point to then, oh no, I wouldn't do that, and I don't want this, and I want the opposite of that. Oh, that's really good. And play with the style guide. And over time, you're just going to keep, every time it creates a post, you can say, I really like this, I really like that, I don't like that, change this bit, and update the style guide based on the corrections that I just gave you. So it gets better and better and better over time. And that's how you get around this problem of writing slop. Now, I'm sure, again, that a really good writer would look at the stuff that I write and go, dude, that ain't writing. And I would probably agree with them. Dan Chipper over at Every is a wonderful writer. He's always going to write better stuff than me. Doesn't matter how much help I get from AI or use AI or not. There's just a ton of writers that are going to be better at me. But again, I think that me getting the idea out there somewhere and communicating that idea, even using AI to write 80% of it, is a better option than the alternative of that idea staying in my head and never going out into the world, assuming it's an idea worth sharing, which hopefully some of them are. So then I have a tone and style guide that it follows. Again, you do you. It doesn't have to be like this at all. Just an example. Actually, what I was going to say before that is, and then what I have done since is start to build a slop detector, essentially an evaluator that pops in at the end. And I've now got, I think, 6 of these that evaluate that written piece from a bunch of different perspectives, kind of similar to the 6 thinking hats in the previous video. One is looking, is there curiosity here? One is looking like, is this an idea worth sharing? Or maybe not really. And all these different evaluators, including one that looks at all of the rules that we have. Don't say, here's the thing. Don't say it's not X, it's Y. All of that stuff evaluates against all of those and it needs to score above the threshold in every single one of those. Otherwise, straight back to the beginning, redo it, please. Rewrite that over and over again. You got a maximum of 5 goes. You should be able to do it. And it has to score, I think, over 80% on each of those in order to pass and give me a finished article. And it's getting really good. Most of the stuff I don't need to rewrite much at all anymore because I've been doing this for months. So it's all there inside the brain, the draft post. Feel free, if you don't write circle posts or blog posts, that's fine. You just tell it to remove. You don't have to go in and edit any settings or anything like that. You just say, hey, brain, I don't need that. Can we remove that, please? Great. Actually, don't use Mike's style guide. Use my one. We don't have one yet? Great. Let's create one. Tell me what you need from me. And just through natural language, you create your own version of this. In the next video, we'll talk about the research that the brain can do and then how to use that research in day-to-day work. This is huge. This saves so much time. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.